Steel by Colton Dennis. After turning into steel, Colton Dennis and Ryan Stieber moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, to stop a man named Megazoid. Will they be able to stop him and save the entire city? A few months later. New Orleans, Louisiana. People talking. Robber number 1 grabs woman number 1's purse, then runs. "Hey, stop that man," said woman number 1. Robber number 1 stops. People appear in front of robber number 1. Robber number 1 runs across the street. Horns beeping. Robber number 1 runs down an alley, goes around the corner, looks down the alley, then laughs. "Let's see. Nope, nope, nope. Cash, bingo," said robber number 1. A shadow appears over robber number 1. Robber number 1 looks. Colton Dennis appears. "You know, I hate robbers," said Colton, swinging his fist. Robber number 1 ducks. The corner of the building breaks. Robber number 1 punches Colton, then holds his hand. "Ow, that hurt," said robber number 1. "I bet you really cocked your arm too," said Colton. Robber number 1 grabs a pipe, then swings it. The pipe hits Colton. Colton smiles. Robber number 1 looks at Colton, then at the pipe. The pipe is bent. "What?" said robber number 1. "What can I say? I have a hard head," said Colton, transforming into steel. "Who are you?" asked robber number 1. "I'm Steel," said Colton. Robber number 1 runs away. Colton follows. Robber number 1 laughs. "You can't run, can you?" asked robber number 1, running down the street. Hawk screeches. Robber number 1 stops. Hawk flies towards robber number 1. Robber number 1 ducks, then continues running. Hawk flies towards robber number 1 again, then transforms into a snake. The snake hisses. Robber number 1 stops, then raises the pipe. The snake transforms into a skunk. The skunk sprays robber number 1. Robber number 1 is coughing. A shadow appears over robber number 1 again. Robber number 1 looks, and then his eyes widen. An elephant appears. Robber number 1 turns around and gets punched. Colton ties up robber number 1. "You know, I had him," said Colton. The elephant transforms into Ryan Stieber. "I know, but he was running, and running ain't your strong suit," said Ryan. "So, you're calling me worthless," said Colton. "I didn't say that. I'm just saying your power is slowing you down," said Ryan. "Hey, I didn't want to be like this. It just happened to me," said Colton. "Things happen to people all the time," said Ryan. Both Colton and Ryan are arguing. Robber number 1 groans, looks up, and then runs. A pole hits robber number 1. Robber number 1 falls, then groans. A figure appears. Both Colton and Ryan look. "Our friend tried running away. Luckily, I stopped him," said Shane Hernandez, appearing in costume. "Why are you wearing my costume?" asked Colton. "Well, you're not the flying nuisance anymore, so I thought I could be him. If it's all right?" asked Shane. "Well," Ryan looks at Colton. "It looks better on you than it did on me. But just don't get yourself hurt, because you're human. You don't have healing powers," said Colton. "I know, so should we take him to jail?" asked Shane. "Yep," said Ryan, picking up robber number 1. "Who are you?" asked robber number 1. "We're the good guys," said Colton, smiling. Robber number 1 is staring. Door shuts. "I'm going to get you 3. I swear. You better hope I don't get out of here. Do you hear me?" asked robber number 1. "All 3 are walking away. Good job, you three, said Sheriff number 1. No problem, said Colton. That's what we're here for, said Ryan. And I'm hoping we don't have to pay taxes. Both Colton and Ryan look at Shane. What? I was kidding, said Shane. Now, on to the real reason. Have you found Megazord yet? Asked Sheriff number 1. Not yet. Every time we think we have a lead, it becomes a dead end, said Ryan. Well, he hasn't attacked in a few months. Not since you guys got here. Maybe you scared him off, said Sheriff number 1. Well, our job is done, said Shane. He may be just hiding, said Colton. Either way, Sheriff, we're going to be here if you need us, said Ryan. Thanks, boys. I guess that'll be all for tonight, said Sheriff number 1. Good night, Sheriff, said Ryan. All three walk. Hey, the night's still early. Want to go get a drink? Asked Shane. I don't drink, said Colton. A movie? Asked Shane. No, movies today suck, said Ryan. Strip club, said Shane. Both Colton and Ryan look at Shane. Sure, why not? Said Ryan. Girls, drinking, and a movie, said Colton. All three walk. Music is playing. All three walk into a strip club, then stop. Boys, we've died and gone to heaven, said Shane. Girls are dancing and taking off their clothes. I've got to give you credit. Bringing us here, said Ryan. Hey, you want a lap dance? Asked stripper number 1. Sure, said Colton. A cave appears. Water dripping. Thud echoing then gets louder. Fists are hitting the rock wall. Joseph Badowski appears, stops, punching, then exhales. Screaming in Joseph's mind. Joseph holds his head. Stop. Stop screaming. Joseph falls to his knees, lays on the ground, kneels, then opens his eyes, then they turn black. Why are you doing this to me? Asked Joseph. Evil laughter. Smoke appears, then forms into Benjamin Mitkowski. Calm yourself, Megazord. You know I'm only here to help you, said Benjamin. Get the screaming out of my head, said Joseph. I can't. You're the one who killed your family members, sinking your house into the ground. I didn't do that, said Benjamin. I didn't mean to do it, said Joseph. Of course not, and your family didn't mean to pick on you either, said Benjamin. Joseph runs at Benjamin. Benjamin's eyes turn black. Joseph goes stiff. Benjamin looks at Joseph. Please, let me leave. I'll find a quiet place. Just let me go, said Joseph. Benjamin's eyes turn black. Again, Joseph groans in pain. You're going out tonight, said Benjamin. The strip club appears. All three are walking out. That was fun. I actually had fun tonight. Thanks, Shane, said Colton. Yeah, thanks, said Ryan. No one parties like the nuisance, said Shane. All three are laughing. All right. Let's get home, said Ryan. Explosion in distance. All three look. Here we go, said Shane. All three are running towards the explosion. Vehicles falling. People are screaming and running. Joseph is walking down the street, then laughs. That's right. Run. Run from Megazord, said Joseph. Looking up, a car flies towards Joseph. Joseph moves, then looks. Shane flies towards Joseph. Here comes the nuisance. Joseph raises his hand. The road rises. Shane hits the road. Colton hits the road. The road breaks. Joseph falls, then groans. So, you're Megazord. We've been looking for you, said Colton. But the sewers have been looking for you, said Joseph, raising his hand. The road underneath Colton collapses. Colton falls. A snake slithers towards Joseph. The road collapses. The snake falls. A hawk flies up and then towards Joseph. Joseph ducks, grabs a piece of the road, and then throws it. Hawk gets hit, then falls. Shane swings a pole. Joseph moves, grabs the pole, and then head-butts Shane. Shane falls, then appears to be bleeding from his nose. "Well, that hurt," said Shane. "You're human, with no powers. Why do you fight?" asked Joseph. "To save people and stop criminals like you," said Shane, throwing small bombs. The small bombs explode. Joseph falls. Shane jumps at Joseph. Joseph moves. Shane lands next to Joseph. Joseph grabs the road, then whips it. Shane falls. "Hey, the sewer says hello," said Colton, swinging his fist. Joseph ducks, then punches Colton. Colton steps backwards, then shakes his head. Joseph forms a boulder, then throws it. The boulder hits Colton. Ground rumbling. Joseph looks. A rhinoceros charges at Joseph. Joseph jumps over the rhinoceros. The rhinoceros turns around and charges at Joseph again. Joseph raises his hand. The rhinoceros hits a rock wall. The ground beneath the rhinoceros rises. The rhinoceros gets thrown. Colton sees the rhinoceros flying towards Shane, moves him, and then gets hit by the rhinoceros. Joseph walks away. "Are you all right?" asked Shane. Both Colton and Ryan are groaning. "All right, that hurt a little bit." The rhinoceros snorts. "You need to lose some weight," said Colton. The rhinoceros transforms into Ryan. "How's that?" asked Ryan. All three are laughing. Shane looks around. "He's gone," said Shane. "We'll find him after I rest for a few weeks," said Colton. "Let's go home," said Ryan. All three are walking away. A fist hits the rock wall. Joseph growls. "Who are these three?" asked Joseph. "I don't know, but at least I told you to leave," said Benjamin. Joseph shakes his head. "What's going on?" asked Joseph. Benjamin looks at Joseph. "Joe, calm down," said Benjamin. "Who are you?" "What am I doing here?" asked Joseph. "I'm a friend." "Please calm down," said Benjamin. "And what do you want?" "And yelled Joseph. Ground shaking and cracking. Rocks falling. Benjamin moves continuously. "And Joe, and calm down, and yelled Benjamin's eyes, which turned black. Joseph goes stiff. The ground stops shaking and cracking. Joseph's eyes turn black. The house appears. Ryan is lying on the couch. Colton walks downstairs. "Man, I'm still feeling pain. Every muscle hurts," said Colton. "Don't you mean your flab?" asked Ryan. "Watch it." Colton points at Ryan. Shane is typing on the keyboard. "What's he doing?" asked Colton. "Looking up porn," said Ryan. Colton smiles. Printer starts. Shane grabs the paper. "Guys, I looked up this Megazoid's profile," said Shane, handing the paper. Ryan looks at the paper. "What is it?" asked Colton. Ryan hands paper, stands up, then walks towards the filing cabinet. A drawer opens and then shuts. Ryan sits down, then opens the folder. If that paper is right, Megazoid may not have control of his power, because it says right here that he was an orphan and never knew his parents. But, on that paper, it says he sank his own house with his family inside. And that's what's making him do this. He's feeling lost. You may have just found something important, said Ryan. He knows how to control his powers. Because of what he did to us, said Colton. What if someone's controlling him? Asked Shane. That may be possible. But who has the power to control him? Asked Ryan. Shane walks toward the computer, typing on the keyboard. A picture of Benjamin appears. How about him? Asked Shane. Benjamin Mitkowski, said Colton. They call him an quat, lunatic evil, and quat. Listen to this. And quat. A few months ago, a circus rolled into town in Moscow, Pennsylvania. They were possessed by a man named Benjamin Mitkowski, who tried to raise Satan's army, breaking his staff unpossessed. Them, and quat. If he doesn't have his staff, how's he able to possess others? Asked Shane. Lunatic. Evil is a warlock. He has powers even without his staff, said Ryan. What do we do? Asked Shane. If we can find Benjamin, then kill him, said Ryan. Why kill him? Asked Shane. If he stays alive, he'll just keep doing this, possessing people, said Ryan. What about Joseph? Asked Colton. We try to help him, said Ryan. Where will we find them? Asked Shane. I may know, said Ryan. Joseph stands up. They're coming, said Joseph. Go stop them, and Megazord. Crush them to dust. Joseph walks away. Benjamin smiles. While you distract them. I'll place this, said Benjamin, looking at a bomb. House. Appears. Are you guys ready? Asked Colton. Yeah, Shane? Asked Ryan. Come in, said Shane. Approaching. Are you sure you know where they are? Asked Colton. Pretty sure, said Ryan. The house is rumbling. All three look at each other. This ain't good, said Colton. Rocks go through the walls. And the floor? Look out, said Ryan. All three are running toward the door. A boulder rises, then blocks the door. All three look, then step backwards into the wall. The boulder flies toward all three of them. All three move. The boulder breaks through the wall. All three stand up. Smoke clears. Joseph appears. You three must die, said Joseph, raising his hands. A second boulder forms. Move, said Ryan. All three move. Boulder hits the floor. Colton transforms into steel, then runs at Joseph. Joseph blocks, punches Colton, and then flips him. Shane swings a pole. Joseph moves, grabs the pole, then flips Shane. Triceratops charges Joseph. Joseph raises his hands. Road rises. Triceratops breaks through the road. Joseph falls. Triceratops charges Joseph again. Joseph forms a boulder, then throws it. The boulder hits the Triceratops. Triceratops transforms into Ryan. Hey, it's time to freeze, said Shane, throwing ice bombs. Ice bombs explode. Joseph transforms into ice. Shane laughs. Ground shaking. Ice breaks. Shane falls. Ice won't stop me, said Joseph. How about a fist? Asked Colton, running at Joseph, then punching him. Joseph rolls. You should be careful around concrete, said Joseph. Colton goes to step. The road turns into quicksand, then hardens. Around Colton. Colton struggling. Ryan groans, then transforms into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Tyrannosaurus Rex roars. Joseph looks, then gets hit by Tyrannosaurus Rex's tail. Shane, your bomb, said Colton. Shane puts a bomb on a rock. Here we go, said Shane. The bomb explodes. Smoke clears. Shane looks, then runs towards the hole. Colton coughs. I'm fine, said Colton. Shane looks, then runs at Joseph. Joseph forms another boulder, then throws it at Shane. A pterodactyl moves Shane, then transforms into a Tyrannosaurus Rex again. Careful. The ground may not hold your weight, said Joseph. The ground collapses. Tyrannosaurus Rex transforms into Ryan. Ryan groans, then looks. Benjamin sets up a bomb. Lunatic evil, said Ryan. Animal kingdom, said Benjamin. Ryan. Benjamin runs. Ryan follows Benjamin. Colton approaches, then sees the bomb. Ryan. Over here, said Colton. Ryan looks. Benjamin disappears. Ryan runs back. What's up? Asked Ryan. It can't be stopped, said Colton. We have 2 minutes. Or the city will be destroyed, said Ryan. We can't evacuate an entire city, said Colton. Shane groans. Joseph is standing over Shane. Die, said Joseph, forming spikes from concrete. Hey, pick on someone your own size, said Ryan. Spike turns, then flies towards Ryan. Ryan moves. Nothing will stop me, said Joseph, being stabbed. A knife appears in Joseph's shoulder. Joseph growls, grabs Shane's arm, pulls out the knife, twists his arm, then jams the knife into Shane's stomach. Shane gasps, then falls. No, said Ryan, echoing, then running at Joseph. A black light hits Ryan. Benjamin approaches. Joe. We need to go, said Benjamin. Both Benjamin and Joseph disappear. Ryan groans, then sees Shane's body. Colton pulls the bomb off the sewer wall. Ryan, I got it. Colton climbs out of the hole. Oh God, Shane, said Colton. How much time is left? Asked Ryan. 15 seconds, said Colton. I got this, said Ryan, transforming into an eagle, grabbing the bomb, then flying straight up. And quat, Ryan, and quat, and quat, Ryan, and quat. The bomb explodes in the sky. Colton falls, groans, and then looks up. Ryan. No, said Colton. A bus station appears. Next. Where to, sir? Asked number 1. Moscow, Pennsylvania, said Colton. Going on vacation? Asked man number 1. No. I'm finding someone, said Colton. Well, I hope you find whoever it is, said number 1. They're going to die when they see me, said Colton, smiling. The end.